This is episode 160 of Clash! The perpetually stormy and rainy thunder podcast. Just kidding. It's the Sibling Rivalry Podcast. Welcome. Tiz, welcome.
What's up?
I'm doing it different. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
I am Night Hoot, as always. And with me, as always, is...
I'm Tiz.
To
as
me,
always.
you're over here, but who knows where you will be in the video.
Yeah, to me, you're over here. We're probably reverse of each other, I'm guessing. Because Discord's weird.
So, I'm going to not point from this point on. But, welcome back, everyone. Welcome to episode 160. That's some sort of milestone, but I have nothing special else to say about that. Let's just get to 200.
Are you an even number person or an odd number person? Or like a 5 square number
weird
person?
Question. That's a really weird question, because my favorite numbers are odd.
Okay.
Right? But I don't like 5s. Like, it's weird. It's weird. I'm not.
What about 10s? Do you like 10s?
10s are like multiples of 5. But they're even, right?
Yeah.
But no, I tend to stay towards like 3s.
Okay. That's cool. That's cool. Little triplet flow going on.
Yeah, so any numbers that are special to you before 200?
7.
We're past episode 7.
Oh, like from now until 200?
Yeah, from 160 to 200.
177.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I wanted to say 777, but that was like way out of bounds. So
I had a friend remind me this week that in French, after I think it's 70, you're basically doing like really effed up math to get to your number. So it's like you do like 70, so 80 is like 70 plus 10 is how you're saying it. So it's like
kind of like how Spanish is like 2 plus, or however they say, like past 15, you know what I'm saying? They'll be like 2 plus 1, 2 plus 2, 2 plus 3 or whatever. Like,
yeah. And then so 99 is like 5 words.
9 and 9.
Because it's like 20. It's like 70 plus 20 plus 9.
That's so weird.
It's the worst.
Yeah, that's so weird.
But needless to say, I won't have to worry about titling our episodes in French past this point. But yeah, it's been a long week, so we have a lot to get to. But first, if there's anything that we missed here recently, you guys have clearly been viewing the shorts out there. We appreciate you for that.
Thank you.
I'll give you a cheers. Thank you. But yeah, if you're seeing things and you want to join the discussion, you can email us anytime. siblingrivalryclash@gmail.com. You can also tweet at us at srclash_pod on the Twitter, and someone will aggressively probably tweet back at you.
Yo, no lie, I actually like being on the Clash Twitter way more than my own Twitter now. Like, I stopped using my own Twitter a little while ago. Like, I just stopped tweeting because I don't know, I just fell out of it a little bit. But then I switched over to the Clash Twitter, and it's like it's like only video games and anime, bro. It's amazing.
You've cleaned your feed.
It's amazing. It feels good over there. It feels pure, not corrupted and disgusting. Like my other feed.
I think I told you my Instagram is like Shiba Inus and fingernails. That's it.
You got to keep it like that. Yeah.
It's so clean. I'm like,
preserve it.
I like it. Yeah.
Preserve it.
Can't laugh at anything. Can't like anything else. Can't look at anything else
too long. Yeah, I hate that. I hate that part of the algorithm now. Even if I don't like it, if I just accidentally stay on it too long, now my feed is full of it.
He hesitated on this one, folks. He might like it. Send him 6 more of that same post.
Hate it. It's annoying.
But anyway, what else did you get up to this week? Because I got up to some stuff.
So I honestly didn't do a lot of. I did do new stuff, but it's old new stuff. So I think last time I talked about I was modding my Switch, and then this past week I updated the mod on my 3DS, and I've just been like amassing. Really, it's been mainly GBA games. I don't know why. I've just gotten this itch to just mess with GBA games again. And I've really been looking into like ROM hacks a lot because it's something I've always known about, but I haven't really played a lot of them. So right now, what actually kind of has my attention, like surprisingly a lot, is this Pokemon Fire Red ROM hack called Pokemon Unbound. And it's like,
I think I've heard of that.
Really? It's it's like, how do I describe it? So the game starts off with like a full-on user-made cutscene with like the Pokemon sprites. Like they're in a war, right? And they're bouncing around, and it's like it starts off dark. Like there's this like tired old king who's in a war, and he summons this evil like creature. It's a Pokemon, but he calls an evil creature to like come and like finish the war for him. And it's like, I don't know, it's just really dark, and there's like topics about like death, and there's like they address like people's parents running off. And it actually feels like it could be like a premium like a Nintendo made game or like a professionally made game, you know what I mean? Like it's not really missing anything. Like it's got obviously way more features than the old Fire Red had. It has like modern features that modern Pokemon games have, but it's still in the little sprite pixel art style, which is cool. It has like quests and missions and like in this like brand new Pokemon world though, like they redid the whole map. All the areas are different. The Pokemon are real Pokemon. It's not one of those games where they like make custom Pokemon. It's like using real Pokemon, but they're like from all different generations that didn't exist back then. And there's new mechanics. There's a whole end game. There's difficulty settings, all types of sliders and stuff. So that's been like really cool. I like that a lot. There's character customization. So you can like customize your hair and your clothes and stuff on this little sprite, which is cool. But yeah, it's been really fun so far. And I downloaded a couple other ones. So there's this one called Snakewood where it's like a zombie outbreak and there's a bunch of Pokemon zombies running around. Can't wait to play that one. There's one where you play as a member of Team Rocket, and so you play through the story but from Team Rocket's perspective.
Okay, I like that.
There's one called Pokemon Outlaw where you're just a criminal. You're like breaking into stores and you're like,
I was like, I want to be the Team Rocket grunt that like knows we're a joke,
yeah,
but like is still forced to like be a part of the organization.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of how the tone of that one is, because that's kind of how it looks like.
That's pretty smart.
So I feel like that's gonna be fun. There's this one about this girl who gets like kidnapped and abused, and then she sets herself free, and then the game is about her going on a revenge mission to like hunt down with her Pokemon team the people who captured her, and like you know what I'm saying? So it gets really dark. Like I just love what
These are
people
stressful. I'm feeling stressed. Pokemon should not create stress.
It's like fulfilling that dark Pokemon thing we always talk about with like the movies and stuff, or not the movies, but like the live action Pokemon trailer that was dark and stuff like that. So it's just cool to see what people come up with like in their spare time, because nobody's getting paid for any of this. But this is like hours of, you know, code reworking and stuff like that, which is that's pretty cool. And then they have Nintendo DS ROM hacks and stuff like that too. So probably I'm gonna just be dabbling in a bunch of those different things. And then I also have been playing just a bunch of different Switch games that I have slowly been collecting, a bunch of like indie Switch games and stuff from all the various different sales, and just trying different stuff. Like I tried Oninaki a little bit. It's kind of like a Diablo-like single-player game on Switch. It's on other platforms too. What else? There's some other stuff too, but
I was gonna say my experience with that recently is like what was that one game? Oh, Police Knots. Like Snatcher, and trying to get the English translated version of the ROM.
That can be hard sometimes too.
Yeah, but it's pretty easy once you figure it out.
Yeah, like there's this one I want to call out. It's called, I'm probably gonna forget the name now, Ultimate, I think, Jump Stars. And it's only was released in Japan, but they have a fan English translation now. It's on DS, and it's basically like Smash Bros, but with only Shonen Jump characters.
Jump. I was gonna say, when you said Jump, I was like, oh god, it's Shonen Jump game.
Really cool, yeah, really cool. And it's in really good pixel art too, which is cool. I there's some cool stuff that came out in Japan that never came over here. That I always wish came over here.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of really all I've been into. As I await the Diablo 4 beta this weekend.
Okay, I was like, when is that?
Yeah. But that's it. What about you?
I played some stuff. First of all, I'm gonna say I tried to play Atomic Heart. It just did not catch my attention enough for me not to do something else.
You played on Game Pass?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tried to.
Yeah.
So I may come back to that. I think I'm just doing too much game wise right now.
To spread out.
Yes.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if I had talked about Signalis on the podcast before. Or Signalis.
Think so.
Signalis. Don't know how to say that, but it was a game on Game Pass that I was trying out because it is listed under the survival horror genre. And it's actually done in like a neat, kind of like shaded pixel style. I don't want to say Hyper Light Drifter because I don't think Hyper Light Drifter's has that many shadows.
Okay.
But one thing I will say is this game is dark. Like I had to like really jack up my brightness.
Oh, like literally physically dark.
Like it's dark. Like you're like, should I walk into this room? Like, should I be able to see this? Or is it purposely obscured?
That's one thing. Have you noticed this about games lately? Like, as the new consoles and stuff have come out, lighting has gotten really good. So it's like the dark corners of the scary games and stuff are dark no matter what you do. Sometimes. Like, and you like need that torch now. Whereas before you could like jack up the brightness and everything would be clear. Now sometimes it's like certain games, like I think I was playing Elden Ring and I turned up the brightness. I'm like, this cave is still dark, like the lighting's too good.
Well, I'm like, most of the time I wouldn't do that, right? Most of the time I would just follow up, like, okay, the image to the left must be slightly lighter than the background.
I'm jacking that joint all the way up.
Like I didn't start doing that until like very recently. So it's like, oh, why not? I just can't see. Like I just can't see. Let me turn up the brightness.
As soon as Dark Souls 2 came out with that stupid torch mechanic where every cave you had to have a torch, you had to sacrifice your shield for a torch. I'm like, no. I'm turning the brightness up.
I hate games where I'm swapping hands.
Sometimes
I'm just like, I'm in the dark. I'm just gonna be in the dark because if something comes at me, I'm gonna be able to stab it or block it. You know?
I'll get a button prompt to fend it off.
Is it Elden Ring where you get like a waist belt? Lamp?
No,
okay.
Bloodborne. That's Bloodborne.
Okay, because I was like, something I played was like you got like some kind of very faint light emanating off of you.
They're smart now. You just have the body light now.
Because I'm like, I'll just walk this wall like a maze.
Yeah.
Until we figure this
Hand on the wall.
But yeah, Signalis is very heavily influenced by Resident Evil. Picking up items, reading items is like this. The way you flip through the text is very similar to Resident Evil. Management of resources is very similar. How you encounter enemies, like you might walk through a hallway where there's bodies and nobody moves until like the third time you pass through that hallway. That happens in this game. I'm not too far in. I have no idea how long this game is, but this Signalis is one of those games that's like, it's kind of a vibe because it's like from the title screen, it's like I feel like it's trying to hypnotize me. Like between the audio and the visuals, it's like very heavily black and red themed.
Okay.
And your character is like this android you're basically like a helper android, like a helper assistant to a human for the mission, but I guess your human went missing. One of the things about Signalis is that it's kind of vague. And other than the fact that you're looking for someone, it's pretty vague as to what happened, where you were going, what you were doing, why you're there, blah blah blah. But I was enjoying it so far. I'll probably go back to it.
Do you think, this question just popped in my head, do you think games doing that, do you think any of it is them saving money on storytelling budget?
By
making the story vague and calling it a narrative-like device? Yeah. Like, do you think a lot of that is like a cheat code?
It's the same way that movie I talked about, that Skinamarink movie, would just pan slowly into dark corners. Yeah, I totally think that a lot of writers, in some instances, will let you fill in the blanks.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, exactly. Yep.
It's like, for me, how the apocalypse starts is always interesting, whereas a lot of stories will just be like, the world is apocalypsed now.
Yeah, we're already here in the apocalypse.
Something happened. We're not gonna... I think to me that's lazy.
Yeah.
It's just like, just say something happened. Say it was a virus. Say it was this.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the Division when they were like, it was a virus that
On
spread
money.
on Black Friday.
That's so
because
smart.
of money exchange. That
That's
was
so
like
smart.
perfect. Done.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Yeah, no questions asked. That
like stuff like
money's
that.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Totally makes sense.
That and doorknobs.
So yeah, I totally think that. But this game, until I get to more of what the heart of it is, I won't judge it for that aspect.
Yeah. It's just that's something I always think about with Souls games, being a hardcore Souls fan, is I'm like, that's the one thing I'll probably always knock it for, is I'm like, y'all could have a story if y'all wanted to, but y'all just don't want to hire writers.
That's what I didn't understand about Elden Ring. I'm like, why are we hyping up George R.R. being attached to this so much when it doesn't feel like there's any story?
All he did was make up the word Erd Tree. All he did was make up the vocabulary, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he handed Miyazaki the vocabulary, and he was like, all right, I'll make a game around these words.
But that's literally why I always am like, that's not an excuse for him not to be writing Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
because
no,
he was
it's
not so involved that he can't also write.
Playing the game would have been a better excuse.
Yeah.
If he was like, I'm so
sucked in.
immersed. Yeah. I can't put it down.
I can't beat the Red King.
Yeah. That's funny.
But yeah, so on top of Signalis, I started playing RE0 because I already saw the remake a few times and I had just never touched it before.
That one gets good reviews.
RE0, it always terrified me because I'm like, Resident Evil games are hard enough for me without being tunneled in a train.
Yeah.
But it's actually, I was like, it's actually a bit more fun and less terrifying, but it's like it wobbles back and forth.
Yeah.
Cause like at first you're like, okay, this is like regular Resident Evil mechanics, but then it's like, oh, guess what? You can switch characters at any time, and I'm like, okay, why would I need to do that?
Puzzle solving, of course.
And then, well, it's that, and then it's like, oh, guess what? You also don't have a chest in this game. You don't have you have a safe room, but you don't have a chest.
I did not know that.
Well, it kind of makes sense because it's like you're on a train. Like, why would you have a chest? Whatever.
Is the whole game on a train?
No.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was, but it is not.
Okay.
It just starts there.
Gotcha.
And my favorite part so far is like there's a scene where like it's like Wesker and Birkin are like in some kind of like little security room watching.
No,
they're like watching the outbreak, I think, in the mansion.
Oh, like watching it happen?
But then they're like, how the hell is it also happening on this train? Clay Mountains. So it's like Birkin and Wesker are like, what? Towards each other. So it's like there's an even eviler force involved. And it's like some dude like Jesusing up on a mountain. He's like up on a like
he's
I don't know if this is like I have to go back to the original game and watch I think the original cutscenes though are included.
This is like, a prequel to one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
This is story-wise, it came out after, but chronologically, it's a prequel. Yeah.
Right before one.
But it's like, it's like, this guy's like up on a cliff, and the camera's just like, because it's GameCube, and it's like we have technological advancements. Like the camera's constantly just like, shoo, 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 shoo. So it's like up on the mountain, down in the train, and then it's like
3
people
dimensions.
are getting attacked.
Yeah,
going through the train cars while people are being attacked, and then it's like, so just the fact that it's like it like goes up to the dude and it does like a 360,
very cinematic.
He's like, oh,
and
it's like
they were putting that what's the dude from Mario who holds the camera on the cloud? They're putting him to work. Lakitu.
Oh, like that, or something like that.
Lakitu. They were putting him to work on that. I just for every GameCube game, I just imagine him holding the camera, just flying around.
But oh my god, the amount of cinematics in this game is crazy. What I'm liking so far is that like I get time with Rebecca. I've never played. I think it's Resident Evil 1 has Rebecca in it. I've never played Resident Evil 1.
I never have played 1 either.
Also, we get to meet Billy Cohen, who's like a badass criminal that's also on this train. and he was like handcuffed, but then he like gets free when all the craziness goes down. But so far it's been challenging. But it's it's very much like progress, and then die. And then you're like, oh my god, I have to do all of that again. But I know what I'm doing this time.
Yeah.
But
it's got them old school style saves where it's like, wait, the checkpoint is way back.
Bro, do you know how many times I've had to like, I'm like holding a shotgun and staring at the save ribbons, and I have no slots, and I'm like,
no.
Do I save?
Yeah.
Or do I protect myself?
Risk it, yeah.
So like there's a lot of like leaving my save ribbons, which the good part about this game is like when you drop something, it stays on the ground forever. When you left it.
Okay. Or for a long time. You can go back.
The train crashes.
Okay. So, yeah.
But
as long as you have access to that area, it'll be there.
One thing I figured out early was like once I got to a save room, I was like, just drop my ribbons in here, because if I'm gonna save, I gotta come back to this room anyway. So just leave the save ribbons here.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, there's a lot of instant, like the shotgun, you get 6 slots per person. When you're so it's got that early mechanic of like call your co-character over to you or tell them to stay. You can also set them to not attack when you go into a room, or always be on attack, which I guess is a way of saving resources if you're playing in a harder mode. And then if you're near each other, like physically near each other, you can swap items, so you can kind of use that character as a backpack when you're swapping between them. But the interesting thing is too is like different events. So like there was one early event where I had to like climb on top of the train and like connect a wire. The first time I did it with Rebecca, I fell into the train, and I was like she has the thing I need, and she's locked in the room, and I had to like I was like, am I hard stuck like this? But then it was like I did it again as Billy fell in the room. And so it's interesting that like the cutscenes actually switch characters based on who you use to do the thing.
Oh, that's cool. That's a cool touch.
Which they don't always do that in games. Yeah.
Not even brand new games.
And it feels like for the most part you can do all the stuff as either character so far. Okay. Now Billy has a lighter that Rebecca can't have, and Rebecca has some kind of like chemical mixing box that Billy can't. Billy can also not mix herbs.
Okay.
And then
so you
Rebecca
have to find them.
Billy can pick them up, he can eat them, but yeah, like he can't mix like a red and green herb together to make a stronger. Only Rebecca can do that. But then it's like Rebecca has lower offense and Billy has higher offense, and she has higher defense and he has lower defense, stuff like that.
So is it more of like your personal play style, or is it like this character is meant for this situation, this character is meant for this situation?
I think it's a little bit of both. Like if I need to light something on fire, I probably have to use Billy because he has the lighter, right? But going from place to place, I can be whoever I want.
Gotcha.
Like up front.
Got you. That makes sense.
But yeah, and I found that switching resources is fairly easy. It's a little clunky, but like for as old as this game is, it's actually like way easier than I would expect.
And you're playing the remake, right? Or the remaster?
I think
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I would think it's a remaster because it's just got the upgraded like assets, and then it's the controls are not tank controls.
Oh, so they did update the controls.
The alternate controls.
Got you. Okay, that's cool.
Oh my god, tank controls make me want to.
It's so hard to go back to it. It felt natural when I played RE4. Like not natural because there were other games that didn't use that, but it felt okay. Now when I play tank controls, I'm like, what is this?
But I won't ramble on too much more. But so far, I'm just enjoying it. Like I thought I was gonna like hit a spot and just be like, nope, can't do this. This is hard. But this is one that I've never seen anyone play all the way through, so I'm like playing it completely blind. And
isn't there a RE02 as well?
I don't think so.
No, I'm thinking of Revelations. Different game.
Yeah. The next thing I played, I'll talk about Wolong really quickly because I didn't play that for as long. I laughed because I remember like telling you that I was downloading it, and you were like, "Oh, you need that FPS repairing," and I'm like, "What?"
Oh,
What do I gotta parry in this game?
Everything. You cannot dodge.
Yes, you can.
You can,
That's not
but
true.
it's after the parry button. Literally, you have to press the parry button twice to dodge.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They put it after after the parry button on purpose.
So yeah, I'm garbage at this game too. I basically played through the tutorial. I tried not to stay in the character creator too long because I could easily stay in there too long. But they had some pretty decent presets, so I just grabbed one of those.
Funny story, and EA. This is part of why I hate EA, because they are so shameless. Straight up for Wild Hearts, ripped, like, copy and paste same exact customization options from Neo 2 directly, which are also a lot of the same ones in Wolong, because those are the same developer. But EA and Wild Hearts, literally the same exact character creator. And I'm talking the same exact options, like same tattoos, same placement slider, same exact copy and paste into the game. And when I saw it, because I was watching Wolong the other day, and then I hopped back into Neo for like 2 seconds, I was like, yo, they straight up robbed this. Like, just robbed, like blatantly robbed. Like, that's crazy. Like, almost like they copy and pasted the code itself. I'm like, yo, that's crazy.
Do we know that's not an open source, like, character creator?
I've never seen it in any other game besides Neo. And now
I'm just saying, maybe everybody else was like, no, I'm not going to copy. But they were like, we don't have time for this.
Yeah, it's just so weird how. And the other thing, too, Wild Hearts is Japanese. Wolong is Chinese. Yes. Like mythology. So that's like the other weird thing that I was like, what are you doing, EA? But anyway.
But yeah, looks wise, I didn't mind it. I like the smoothness of it. I did watch somebody, my friend did actually make it to the first boss fight.
I heard it's the hardest boss in the game.
Really?
Yeah. Not the hardest, but like it's disproportionately harder than the bosses after it. I think it's meant to be like, I think they did it on purpose because they're like, hey, like they're kind of being trolly about it. You know what I mean? Like, this game is hard. Give up right here, you weakling. And then,
like, we were watching it, like, we were drinking a little bit, and I was like, whoa, first try? So you're going to do this first shot? And then it's just like, no. It's like,
I was like,
it was that 1/4 health, I'm the boss, so I'm going to, like, buff up
shirt
bullshit.
Rip. Yeah. Shirt rip. Yeah.
Thorn claw hand shoots out.
Yeah.
Super buff. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that right there was just like, nah, you're not gonna win this.
Sit down, little fella.
But the deflect, it feels good when you get it.
It looks clean.
Damn, the timing on it is tough.
It's tough.
I will say one thing I forgot to mention very quickly is that I set up a wireless HDMI, so I was also playing it over that. I've not yet played it on the Xbox proper, so I just installed it on the Xbox, so I'll probably be trying it that way.
And it did feel pretty responsive over the wireless.
It was pretty responsive over the wireless HDMI. The next game though that I'll talk about, I also am gonna try, is Scars Above, which was a recent release, I think, to at least PlayStation. I know PlayStation and Xbox, and probably also PC. But this is reminded me a bit of Remnant, but it's primarily like a soul shooter. I didn't see a lot of I didn't see any co-op actually, so I won't say that. But yeah, this game, I'm finding this game pretty challenging on normal. I didn't feel the need to hike up the difficulty just yet because I was like, I want to see what it actually feels like. But as a shooter, I would say it feels okay. I don't hate it. I didn't want to keep playing. I wanted to go back. But this is like, it's kind of like an elemental shooter. So you've got this like all-purpose gun that has like element-based attacks. And so you basically start off with like an electrical attack because I think the gun is technically like a welding gun. And then it's like, so you're in like this swampy area, so you learn to like shoot stuff, and like you can cause electrical damage in the watery area, right? And like
that's pretty cool.
The creatures will have like a water drop over their head to let you know that they're wet, right?
Okay.
That type of situation. But then it's like you scan, like it's got that kind of scan, explore, learn about the area, and then that helps increase your weapon type or change your weapon type. So you've got a portable printer with you, and you basically like scan this one area, and then you learn to do flame attacks, and then you scan this other area, and you can freeze stuff. And so then it becomes about combining those attacks and using them at the appropriate times to actually get damage,
right,
like true damage on whatever you're attacking. So the first boss that, well, first I'll say is like, the reason I say it's Souls-like is because it's very much checkpoint based. There's these like floating pillars that you walk up to. They refill your ammo. They heal you, but they also respawn all the enemies in the area once you rest there. And Jesus Christ, it felt like they were so far apart. The first two.
Oh no!
Because I swear I played the first area like 6 times before I was like, where the hell is the next checkpoint?
Yeah.
And so by the time I got to the first boss, I'm like, I'm feeling pretty like I know what I'm doing, right? Like I'm pretty comfortable at that point. But the boss has like such an annoying mechanic of like, he's basically like a stone gorilla with like a hole in his stomach that is like orange.
Okay.
And I'm assuming the goal is to shoot, because the thing they tell you right before you fight this boss is like, hey, they might have like elemental weaknesses, and the weaknesses will match the element. I'm assuming. So I'm like, he's orange and want to shoot fire at him. But man, once you shoot him like 2 or 3 times in his weak spot, he just starts blocking it with his arm. And then I'm like trying everything on planet Earth. I'm like, how do I get him to move his arm? So then I'm like freezing. I'm like, and ammo is not a plenty. Like, okay, ammo comes from like plant sources. Yeah. But they're pretty sparse. Right. And once you're in a fight with this guy, you get locked into the area. Yeah. So I had killed a gorilla before, but I had killed him using like this environmental explosion thing. Okay. Doesn't exist in the boss zone. Yeah. So I'm just like, right now I'm just like, I don't know how to fight this boss other than to just take an hour. Yeah. Slowly and like chip away at him. Yeah. But yeah, it's fairly challenging. But it does have a nice, interesting setup. And it feels nice to play. So I probably will definitely keep playing. Nice. I've heard reviews that it can become very repetitive though. Okay. So that's the one thing I will watch out for. Yeah. But yeah, other than that, I don't have anything else for the week.
Nice. Should we slide into that news section? Yeah.
I'm just gonna turn on my lights while you start the news.
All good. So at the top of the news, we have the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. I think we might have missed the, what's it called? We might have missed the initiation of these awards, or whatever you want to call it. I was just telling them how we missed the talking about the nominees of these awards. But we're not gonna miss we're not gonna miss going through the winners. So
we miss voting too.
Yeah, we kind of miss voting. I actually went to vote, and then it was like, log into your account, and I was not logged in on that device, so I was like, well, now guess I'm not voting this year.
You can't be mad because you didn't participate.
I can't. I'm still gonna complain about some of these though, for good content. So I'm just gonna go down this list. I'm not gonna read through like all of the nominees and all that stuff. I'm really just gonna highlight the big ones and the ones that I have issue with. So starting at the top, anime of the year.
Wrong.
Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Yeah. How do you feel about Cyberpunk Edge Runner running?
I still have not watched this. So, but based on what you at all. Based on what you and Kay have told me, I assume it is good.
Yeah, I'm not mad at this winning this. It was definitely the most, I would say, unique anime out of the ones that at least I saw on this list. It was, because it's anime of the year, I'll just read the other nominees. It was Edge Runners, Demon Slayer, Entertainment District, Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2, Lycoris Recoil, Ranking of Kings, and Spy Family. So
do you think this stole from Demon Slayer?
no. No.
I just rewatched Demon Slayer the other week.
There's one later that I'm gonna tell you that stole from Demon Slayer.
You're like, but not this one.
I wouldn't. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't have been mad if Demon Slayer won this either. I think it was, close. The only thing with Demon Slayer is it's always kind of weird to me giving it to season continuations, because to me it's easier to hit a season continuation out of the park because you know what the expectations are. But for something that's untested, that's, the fans don't know what they're getting. I feel like it's a lot harder or a lot easier to mess that up.
Oh, I feel like you could totally go the opposite direction with that argument.
You think so?
Exactly what you said, you could say the exact opposite. I feel like because you've seen something before, like Demon Slayer, right? There are high expectations because we liked the first one.
Yeah. So
I think it could much more easily fail, as opposed to something new that people would be forming an opinion about. Now, this Cyberpunk's a little different because it's based on an existing media. But
that's not a manga. By the way,
right,
they didn't have a story to follow.
It's existing on a world created in a video game.
Yeah.
Or is Cyberpunk a novel?
It was a board game, and then it was a
board
novel,
game. Okay.
And then it was the game, and then it was the anime.
But yeah, so it's a little bit different on that because it's kind of new, but it's not new.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think you could go both ways with that argument. But I do agree with what you're saying.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't.
Did you ever check out Lycoris Recoil?
Not yet. I really want to. I am.
Hear anything about it?
I heard a lot about it. It's actually higher on my list now because of these awards. Also for anime of the year, I wouldn't have been mad if Ranking of Kings won that too, because I love Ranking.
That's what I was. That was gonna be my next question but I'm like, it said core 2, so I was just like, that's the second half was really hard.
Oh, I didn't realize that. It's still only 25 episodes out though, right? It hasn't gone past.
No. Yeah, it was just in two halves. It's I think we started watching it when it was on the second part.
Got you. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. And then next up, best original anime, Lycoris Recoil. So this actually made me want to watch this because I've heard a lot about it. I've had personal friends tell me to check out this show, and I just haven't gotten around to it. I don't really know any of these other anime on this list. But
I would say that might move it up for me. I did watch Birdie Wing.
Birdie. What does original mean? Not based on manga?
Yeah.
Okay.
Original story written for an anime.
For anime. Interesting. Okay, yeah. That makes me even more interested. That's pretty cool. Next up is best anime character design. This is the one I think... no, sorry. This isn't the one Demon Slayer got stolen from. This is the one Demon Slayer stole. To me, Demon Slayer has really cool designs, like the Hashiras. I love how they stand out.
Yeah.
But Demon Slayer, the thing to me is more the other art that stands out, like the attack animations and stuff like that. To me, that's what is really special about Demon Slayer. But in terms of just character design, to me, it's not much different than any other character-based shonen with archetypes and stuff like that.
I would disagree only to say that there's something about the style of Demon Slayer, the character design, that it's my eyes crave it.
Really?
And I don't know how else, because I kept thinking about it earlier, after that season aired, especially after meeting Tengen. Right?
Yeah.
And especially after this season where you get to see that many more characters, especially more important because they design the more important characters, obviously get better design. There's something about there's a lot going on. There's a lot of patterns. There's a lot of
colors,
sharp, vibrant.
Yeah.
It's not muted at all.
No.
I would say the first season was much more muted. The backgrounds are muted, and that's
agree.
why the characters kind of pop.
Yeah.
But I feel this season in the entertainment district everything was colored.
Yeah.
Colorful. Everything
Absolutely.
was bright.
Yeah.
And I never felt overwhelmed.
No,
you know, I never felt like oversaturated. And so that's why I'm just kind of like, there was something like when I rewatched it recently, I'm like, there's something about the color patterns and the designs of this anime that I like. I just want to see it on screen.
Yeah. And I'm not mad at it. I think here's the separation I think I'm making in my head. I think the art quality of Demon Slayer is like through the roof. Like you're saying, the colors are super vibrant. They're not clashy like that.
Oh no, I'm speaking when I say the colors, I'm specifically talking about like the character.
Yeah. Like the red in Rengoku's hair, or like the green on Tanjiro's robes, or the yellow on Zenitsu from head to toe, like stuff like that. Like I think what it is for me is the way they draw it is really crispy.
Yeah.
But some of the other shows on this list, Ranking of Kings has an art style I've never seen before in an anime.
Yeah.
That was like so unique, it blew my mind.
But the character design though?
Okay, that's fair.
And that's where I'm just like, Ranking of Kings, I'm like, yeah, it looks like Shin-chan.
That's true. That's true.
Like,
so
compared to Demon Slayer.
So purely character design, my first thing though was I was gonna say JoJo, because there are no characters to me like JoJo in any anime.
Yeah.
I think they stick with me in a different way, and when I see them, I'm just like they're all insane, but they're insane in like the most fun way. So I guess that's all. The only thing that really would do it for me is the uniqueness, I think, and how much it sticks with me.
Because I was going to say JoJo as a whole, 100% agree with you. But I think even you might agree that season 6 doesn't stand out as much as the prior season.
I think we ranked them before, and 6 it's not all the way at the bottom of my list, but there's probably like 4 seasons I would put above it. But yeah, I'm not mad at this either way though. And then best animation, I do think 100% goes to Demon Slayer. Because my goodness, that fight with Daki and Gyutaro and Tengen and Tanjiro and Zenitsu and them on the rooftop fighting Daki, animation was crazy. Like
I was like, just that part where it's like they basically defeated the brother demon, and his body is about to explode.
Oh, with the blades.
Yeah, and
right before that,
and Tanjiro can't breathe.
Yeah.
So his vision is like vignetting. It's getting dark, but then all he sees is Uzui's like, run away.
Oh, yeah.
And then that explosion that takes out the entire, like, that part is like
awesome.
One of my favorite scenes to watch.
It's awesome.
So crazy.
And they picked I don't know if this was strategic or what, but they picked the most, obviously the flashy Hashira to animate, to spend all their animation budget. And
I mean, it makes
choice.
sense that he would be in the entertainment.
Yeah,
you know?
for
it
sure.
all makes sense.
It definitely does. So very well deserved award there. Best new anime series is Spy Family. I have not seen it yet.
See, and that makes me nervous about Licorice Recoil. If this wins best new anime.
Oh yeah, I guess they were trying to divvy it up, split it up. This was though. There was a point in time, like a couple months, where you could not go anywhere.
No, but have you seen it yet?
Which one?
Spy Family.
No, I haven't. I'm going to watch it though, but there was a point in time where you could not escape Spy Family. Like,
yeah, I just never understood why.
Well, from what I hear,
I'm waiting for you.
From what I hear,
I'm waiting for you to watch it.
From what I hear, it just ticks the shonen boxes. Like, even though it's a weird premise.
I watched like 4 episodes.
Oh, you got far.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, I'll let you. I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna let you know.
Bored.
I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna get to it. Best continuing anime series, One Piece. I just want.
Oh my god, it will never not continue. The anime that will never not continue.
Why isn't Case closed on this list? That's the other forever anime that gets no love.
Okay, yeah. Somebody was yelling at me like this past Saturday that the One Piece is real. Hard confirmed.
Oh my god, don't say anymore. I've been trying so hard to avoid One Piece spoilers.
No, it's not. They're not ahead of you.
Oh, they're not in the manga?
They're behind. No. They're like right after the split.
What are they confirming then?
But because you know how every time somebody starts talking about One Piece, I start yelling about how the One Piece isn't real. And it's just fucking.
I still feel that way.
He's like, no, it's hard confirmed.
Nobody hard confirmed it. He hard confirmed it in his head canon.
No, maybe he saw it on Twitter or something. Maybe I am accidentally spoiled. But he was just like, One Piece is real. And I was like, I don't know about that. I don't trust that.
I still don't know about that, like, to be honest. Because the one thing, and this is the slightest. I was
like, if it's hard confirmed, I'm in.
This is the slightest spoiler from like 500 episodes ago, okay? So they talk about the dude Gold Roger. You know, the dude who they murder at the beginning of every episode. He's just like the old king of the pirates. He made it to the island that One Piece is on. And they say when he got there, him and his whole crew, they just start laughing. And they name the island after the laughing. That's all they tell us. And so that makes me think it's not...
What island? The island where the One Piece is?
Yeah, the island's been named and stuff. So the island exists, and they confirm that. But when they got there, they all just busted out laughing. And that's all they tell us. And so it's like, what does that mean? You know what I mean? What does that mean? But no,
one pretends to be a drama, and it's really just it's a car full of clowns.
Oh yeah, One Piece is a fun ride.
One Piece is a clown car, but it's a boat.
It's an amusement park. You know what I'm saying? It's Six Flags Great Adventure.
I don't want to watch an amusement park.
It's Six Flags Great Adventure of anime.
When I go to watch SpongeBob, I'm not turning on Roller Coaster Tycoon. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not here to watch the shuttles shoot off the tracks.
No, it's as if watching One Piece is as if you were in the roller coaster. That's what I'm saying. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's not a direct analogy, but it's close enough. But nah, they've been spending a lot of money on this last One Piece arc, and I'm appreciative.
I see that movie everywhere.
Oh, the Red movie.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched that yet, but I'm gonna get to it at some point. And get ready, you got your finger on the button.
Bro, you don't even gotta ask.
Get your finger on. Best anime opening sequence. Oh my god.
That's all you get.
So hype. But yeah, there's nothing else that could have won that.
Yeah, it should just, when you go down to the nominees, it should have just been rumbling 5 more times. Because there's no competition. There's no
Is this one of the best intros in history? Like, is this cracking the top 10, top 5 all time?
It's definitely making history because I think it was cracking like rock charts.
Was it really?
Yeah,
it's a good just rock song though. Like, even without the anime,
I'm telling you, it is like a 15 years too late, 2006, 2007, like
perfect from that era, song. Straight out of that era,
like Linkin Park, around that time.
Yep, right out of that era,
right after Numb.
And it hits you in the nostalgia immediately, like immediately, like it's just like it just hits you.
So you know where Aaron, you know what generation Aaron is from.
Yeah, they channeled it. I'm trying to think. I don't even know any of these other ones. Like, I can't even think of them. I'll never walk away. That joint's fire. My headphones just burst into flames a little bit. All right, next up, best anime ending sequence, Spy Family. I have not heard it yet.
I haven't either. I'm trying to remember if I heard this one, but I'm guessing it's jazzy.
Probably.
Upbeat.
It's got that type of look to it. Best anime score, also Attack on Titan. I'm like, I don't know any of the other songs, but whatever. Let's see. Best anime film, Jujutsu Kaisen 0.
Yay.
I really enjoyed this.
I don't have the claps up for that.
I actually...
There we go.
I really enjoyed this. I also did really enjoy Superhero. Like, I really like Superhero. Yeah. Superhero is really good to me. Yeah. So that is good. Best anime song.
See why I had to change to soundboards?
Why do they? I didn't even know they had 12 music awards in here. Attack on Titan is one of them. Music is
important.
No, I love music, but for whatever reason, my brain disconnects like game and anime music from, like, you know, traditional music. I don't know why. Until it's like this, until it's crazy like this. Best anime director, Demon Slayer season 2. I agree with that.
I was gonna say I did not know that the director of Death Note is also the director of Attack on Titan.
I did not know that.
I thought I saw that.
I thought he was the same dude from Platinum End too, right?
Now that's the same writer.
Okay, that's what I'm getting confused.
Now I don't know if that's all the same person, but I thought I was like, what? The same director?
Director's probably true. That's probably
pretty
true.
hype.
Yeah, that is dope.
But this is another tense. This show has like the tense moments.
Mm-hmm. It
and
does.
again, I was telling somebody, I'm like, Attack on Titan is that show where like nothing happens for a minute, and then something happens, but you're not quite sure if something happens. You'll be like, did they just? And then it just moves along. Then you're like, wait, and then some shit really goes, and then you got to rewind because you're like, wait, something did happen. Hold on.
That's how like the Armor Titan and Colossal Titan reveals were so chill.
I'll never forget.
They were so like nonchalant about it.
I'll never forget. Like that hurt. Like Aaron just being like, wait, what are they talking? And that hurried. Like, we got to do this now. You're gonna do this now.
Yeah. And they're like,
the camera
wait a
just
second.
not being on them.
Yeah.
So,
and there's just lightning.
It's like, wait, this all of a sudden this anime is not about these main characters anymore.
Yeah. No, there's an art to the reveal. There's an art to the reveal. Let's see. Best main anime character, Eren Yeager.
Best protagonist and antagonist.
Yeah. Honestly. I'll give that to him. Boji, I love Boji. Like
Boji's a little too untouchable.
Yeah. He got my heart, but he doesn't have the depth, if you will.
There's low suffering with Boji.
He's just like adorable. Like that's kind of it. And then he's strong and he just wins. Yeah.
Boji wins.
His disability means literally nothing in the context of the story because it doesn't matter at all.
Yo, I really want like Invincible and stuff in here because I'm like, where else were they? When will they get awards? You know what I mean?
That's a bad dad. Yo, what anime was I watching? I meant to tell you about this, but
we're not doing this right now.
No, there's an anime where I just watched it where the dad is literally Omni-Man.
Guys, we argued for like an hour this morning about anime dads again. We can't keep doing this. It was a dad?
Yeah, it might have been a game too. It was either a game or an anime.
Was it Thomas Wayne?
No. It was either a game or an anime. And this dude, I was like, yo, this is Omni-Man. He's just not that as strong. You know what I mean? I'm going to think of it later.
It'll come back to you.
Yeah, it'll come back to me. Best supporting anime character, Anya Forger from Spy Family.
Everybody loves this pink thing.
I think she's the assassin. It's like a spy assassin and a.
No, the mom is the assassin.
Okay, what's the third thing?
She's psychic.
Psychic, that's what it is. Spy, psychic, and an assassin. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm just gonna skip that one. Best action. That's a weird.
That's an extra S category.
Yeah. Best action anime. Demon Slayer wins again. I'm not mad at that. They killed that with the action. Best comedy anime, Spy Family. Best drama anime, Attack on Titan. Pretty dramatic.
I was gonna say I thought Uncle from Another World was much funnier than I expected it to be.
Really?
I just wanted to put that out there.
Was that that was
under the comedy one. Yeah.
I do have that on my list too. I'm gonna check both of those out. I tried this, just random aside, I tried this 86 show to start the first episode like 20 times. Yeah,
me too.
I'm gonna try again just because it keeps getting listed for awards and stuff, but I don't know yet what it is. I don't know.
How about one of those 3 tries, the next 3 tries, just make one of those, watch Akiba Maid Wars.
That too. I'm gonna watch that too.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna watch it. Don't worry. I'm gonna watch it. Best fantasy anime, Demon Slayer. Yo, Demon Slayer cleaning up.
Look, I'm just saying it was a really good season.
It was. One could say the best season. It's only 2. Do you count the Mugen Train arc?
No.
That they adapted from the movie?
To me, I'm like, that's all one story. But
yeah,
I will say the highlight of the first season is the spider fight. and then
Absolutely.
Like, prior to that, there's not a whole lot you can remember.
Yeah, and I also remember Zenitsu's first time going unconscious. That was pretty hype.
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
That's pretty
Spider
hype.
Fight.
Let's see what else. Best romance anime, Kaguya-sama Love is War. I do know
Not
people
surprised.
love that show. Yeah, I hear a lot about that. Best voice acting performance in Japanese. We don't care about that award.
Stop.
Best voice
You're
acting
so
performance in
rude.
English. No, I'm just kidding. It was best Japanese voice acting performance was Yuki Kaji as Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan season 2.
Now I think I'm gonna say this again because I found that video hilarious. I think this is the guy that they joke about. They're like, he's everywhere. He has like every voice acting role.
Oh, really? In anime?
Yeah, because they were like, I'll find the video again for you, but it was just like they're all just like, oh, Yuki, and they're like, he must be like 7 different dudes because he's at every like audition I've gone to.
Yeah.
And he's got like every part I've tried for. So I'm
my
like,
God.
this dude is apparently like the guy.
He walks in, they just recognize him and give him the job.
Yeah, like that's what they're like.
You got the
Everybody
job.
knows him.
Yeah. No, I could believe that. Because I actually do notice that with dubs. Like, I notice when it's like Ichigo's voice, you know what I'm saying? Like in every shonen.
If you think I can't hear Troy Baker
Him
or
too.
Nolan North,
Yeah,
like,
him too.
By
It's
sound.
the second you hear him, yeah. And then best English voice acting performance was Zach Aguilar as David Martinez from Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Let me see if I agree with that. Yeah, I guess I agree with that. There's not really a lot else on here. No love for the dubs, man. No love for the dubs. And that's it. That's the anime awards.
Yeah, it was alright year.
Yeah,
It's not. Some years are just packed,
Yeah.
and they make other years seem not as packed.
I feel like My Hero got snubbed because they're still ongoing. My Hero deserves some awards.
They might clean up. They might clean up this next year.
Next time.
But the problem is too is like if you're too early in the season,
It's
or
too far
early in the
away.
year,
Yeah.
then people will forget. But
Exactly.
I don't think Demon Slayer wasn't like that though, right? That was pretty early.
Yeah, that was pretty early. And it's
probably been a year
that.
since that came out.
Yeah. I agree. Cool.
But yeah, I'll ask again, where the hell is Tower of God? Moving on. I'm just kidding.
After God of High School, was that in God of High School the same studio? It was Crunchyroll, yeah. They're both.
It was Crunchyroll, yeah.
Were they
both
the same?
webtoons.
Okay. So, because my question
But
is,
Tower of God, they blew that out. Like they were like, we're not coming back to this.
That's what I'm wondering.
Everybody was like, Tower of God got like, they were like, they went through all this way too fast.
Yeah.
Whereas like, I'm sorry, God of High School,
yeah,
went through all that way too fast.
Yeah.
They were like, and then but this, we're literally like.
God of High School actually went to the end of the webcomic.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, God of High
Which is
School
crazy.
didn't do that, so I had hope that
Tower of God. Yeah. I'm wondering though. My main question with that was, did God of High School ruin it for Tower of God? Like, did the ratings from God of High School, like, are we just ruined on? You know what I'm saying?
Like
I hope not. I really hope not.
I would really think they would go off of the webtoon
Yeah.
interest and not the.
I agree. Yeah. Not the anime. I agree. Cool. Next up, some little small tidbits of news. So, Elden Ring got its first DLC announcement. It's called Shadow of the Erd Tree. We know nothing else except for a screenshot that we got where the Erd Tree in the background is all decrepit looking and melty looking. So something's going wrong. I do expect this to probably be a huge expansion, and my other prediction is that it's going to be the only expansion.
What else can go wrong in this life?
Exactly. And I want to know like which ending this follows after. I'm kind of curious because there was like 3 different hard endings.
YouTube was trying to spoil me. I will get there when I get there.
I hate that about the internet sometimes. And then next up, some other hype. So it was Konami and Koei Tecmo was doing some type of Dragon Ball FighterZ event, and they just randomly started showing gameplay from the old Dragon Ball Tenkaichi games, and then they ended off that gameplay montage with footage from what looks like a brand new Dragon Ball Tenkaichi game. Super duper hype about that. We have no other details on that either. other than we know it exists now. So I would love another Tenkaichi game. A lot of people argue that those are the best Dragon Ball Z games. They're some of the most popular for sure. And I just hope this game has good netcode because Bandai Namco sucks with netcode, and they refuse to give any of their studios the budget to put in proper netcode. So I expected to have a huge roster. Tenkaichi 3 had like literally 50, 60, 70 characters, something like that. So yeah, I have high hopes for this game. And then lastly, on the new game front, we got a Final Fantasy 16. A bunch of gameplay previews went out to like IGN and the big publications. And did you see any of the gameplay or any of the info about it?
The only thing I saw was, did you see the thing where it's like, it's gonna be like God of War?
Yeah, kinda. So
like that's the line I saw, and I just started laughing. I was like, "Wow,
yeah,
why are we just doing that now?"
That's a little, I would say, reductive. So think of FF15. The gameplay, I would say, starting with that game was becoming more actiony and responsive, like when you attack and stuff.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're just going more in that direction now. So one thing about this game that I notice is it's action combat again. So it's like, I think that's why they're saying God of War, because you press the attack button, they attack, right? Instead of being turn-based or anything like that. Mm-hmm. One big difference, though, is you no longer have a party with you. So you're not swapping between characters and picking their actions. Now you're just the one main character. And you have these, I forget the term they use for them, but they're the summons, like Ifrit and all them. But they exist inside of the humans, kind of like Jinchuriki from Naruto. And one of them is inside of your main character. And I think he can collect multiple. And you can switch between them in combat, and they have combat styles attached to them. So now instead of switching between party members, you're like switching between combat styles for different situation in real time in combat.
This is different from the Stranger of Paradise thing, right?
Yes, way different. That's a Souls-like 100%.
Okay.
This is there's magic and all that stuff you would expect. There's summons. The summons look really cool because, like I said, they're like host inside the people's body. So when you call it out, it kind of seems like each summon is going to be its own set piece boss battle moment. Whereas like they showed like the main character went into his summon form and he was fighting a boss that's in its summon form. And it's like two kaiju just battling it out over like a giant, like it's like the fight. You remember Madara and Hashirama. And Hashirama summons the golem, and Madara's fighting on like the nine-tailed fox or whatever, and they're just these two giants like going at it. That's what the boss fight. That's what the summon fights feel like or look like in this Final Fantasy game. So that looks pretty cool. There's like two giant health bars, and it's just like two giant monsters fighting, which looks really cool. Yeah, there's cutscenes and stuff. Yeah, there's cutscenes and stuff weaved in. You have a dog companion, which is cool. And I think a lot of the RPG elements are going to be similar to other Final Fantasy games. Like I'm sure the item stuff and the crafting and the eating and all that stuff and the stat system is going to be similar to like FF7 Remake or Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy 15. So I think a lot of that's going to be similar. And the last thing of note, I think, is that they said the world isn't going to be open like FF15 was. It's going to be more traditional, linear but big areas that you go through.
I like the open world.
See, I'm kind of the opposite, where I'm like, I talk about all the time how I'm open world out. Like, just tell me where to go.
I like cruising in that weird ass car.
The car is cool, especially when you get the
that
flying
weird music on the radio.
Yeah.
And then you're just chilling, and like a big ass griffin will fly overhead.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
No, you're gonna be flying on a griffin this time. You're gonna be riding a griffin.
Or if I need to go off road, I just take my chocobo.
Yeah. There's gotta be chocobo.
Chocobo races.
It's not a Final Fantasy game without chocobo.
I lived in FF15. It was a nice world.
No,
nice open world experience.
World was really good in FF15. I definitely agree with that. But I'm hype about this game. I think what I've seen so far looks good. I think I think it's gonna be fun. It looks big budget. The cutscenes and stuff look really high quality, really spectacular. So yeah, I'm hyped about it. As long as the combat's fun, I'll be happy. And I think that's it for the news.
Nice. Now, I have something that's anime adjacent. Before we step in the anime corner, because I'm also a little bit confused about what episode of My Hero we're going to be talking about. But
Dark Deku, the villain slayer, the villain killer.
I got some words about Dark Deku.
I love some Dark Deku.
The first thing I want to mention is something I brought up to Tiz a little while back. Something I've been reading for a while now that's been slowly messing with me, and I feel now is the proper time to share. So I picked up this manga, as I do when YouTube tells me that it's the most horrible, scary thing they've ever read. I've got to look, because I love looking at me some car wrecks.
Yeah.
All right. So this manga is called. I think it's actually the Japanese name. I think is Oni Wadachi, like Oniwa and then Dachi or something like that. And then, but I think that it's translated to like Trail of Blood.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I think that's the name I found it by. And I forget. I'm apologizing to you now, YouTuber. I do not remember your name, but it's not somebody that I watch regularly. He suggested this manga, and it's definitely not a Junji Ito type sitch. This is not a we're gonna set you up somewhere creepy, like set up some supernatural spooky premise or some like weird like this person made some kind of deal with a devil or something, or walked down a weird alleyway.
Yeah.
It's none of that. It's truly like psychological.
Okay.
Terrorism. I'm gonna call it psychological terrorism.
Okay.
It's not horror.
Yeah.
It is horror. There are some aspects of it that are horror. Fine.
Yeah.
But I think it is mental terrorism.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can describe it. And the thing that kind of sucked me in is like when it was pitched on YouTube, it was pitched as like it's like the guy's like describing the beginning of the story to you as if you were the main character, and he was like, imagine you go on a picnic with your family and your cousin who's the same age as you, and he's like you're out in like a park on a cliff, and he's like, your cousin like jokes around like he's gonna push you off the cliff.
Oh my god.
And your mom like saves you, like immediately just grabs you, keeps you from like stumbling or whatever. And so then they're like sitting and eating, and everybody's like, your mom's protective, she's so overprotective, and everybody's laughing and all this stuff, right? And so the little boy in that instant is kind of looking at his mom like yeah, she might be overprotected, but like she saved my life kind of deal.
Yeah.
And she's my mom. Well, then the two boys go off to use the bathroom, and here comes Cuz messing around again, dancing around on the cliff's edge. Having a wonderful time on the cliff edge, you know, yeah. SpongeBob style. And you start yelling at him, yeah, you know, maybe don't do that, cuz it's dangerous out there. And so mom, who has now followed you guys, because she's like, you guys have been going to the bathroom way too long.
Yeah. And
she's like, get away from that cliff's edge, Shigeru.
Mm-hmm.
And then Shigeru's like, forget you, auntie. You're too overprotective.
Yeah.
And then Shigeru almost slips. And here comes Auntie. Pew! Yeah. Lightning fast. Catches him, grabs him.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a moment where she holds him. And you only see your cousin's face. And you can only see the slightest corner of your mom's face.
Yeah. And
then your cousin's face is horrified.
Yeah.
And then he is thrown off the cliff by your
God.
mother. And then she just looks and gives like the driest like smile, like, we did good, son. And so when the guy was describing this, and he was like that smile. He's like, the smile she gives on this page is the most harrowing and like horrifying smile like in history of anything.
Are there pictures?
And so yeah, there are pictures.
Okay.
I'll send them to you. But yeah, so this is how, like, if you look it up, you might be able to find it if you look up Trail of Blood.
Okay.
But yeah, they that's kind of how he pitched it, and I'm like, okay, why is this smile so terrifying? So where I stopped the YouTube video, he was just like, after this is like, this is where the shit pops off right after the scene, and basically, without spoiling, what proceeds to happen is this woman spins, like, she is spinning the most complicated mental web around this poor child, because at first, like, she smiles at him, right? She hard smiles at him, and the way the panels are, it's like zoom in, it's like mom is like smiling, and then it's like cuts to the next chapter, and then she's sitting on the ground, she's kind of mumbling to herself, but then she immediately goes into like, oh my god, like, your cousin fell off the cliff, get help, like, help, like, she just snaps into like panic mode.
Could be possessed by a demon.
Well, then, so after, as events occur, you know, everybody gets rushed in, we're searching for Shigeru, you know, main character's son is just constantly looking at mom wondering, did that actually happen?
As he should be.
Did she push him?
Yeah.
Did she look at me?
Yeah.
And so as the story progresses,
I mean, is the cousin not there anymore?
I mean, his ass got pushed off a damn cliff, bro. He's not.
To me, that's the proof. Yes, she did it. He's dead. You know what I mean?
But that's the thing. The way that the story is told, Shigeru was playing around on the cliff's edge.
Yeah.
He could have very easily
slipped.
Stumbled.
Yeah.
And she couldn't have made it in time.
Yeah. Is he
Because
remembering
our main character is behind him.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
there are things. So when there's a point at which Shigeru wakes up from his coma, and up until this point, the mom's been very reclusive because they're assuming that she's blaming herself, like she didn't catch him, right? So the mom is very reclusive up until this point, and then so when the son is like, "Mom, it's good news, like Shigeru's alive," she was like, I was hoping that like he would be awake enough to say what happened and tell them that I pushed him. And then the son's like, what? But you didn't push him. And she was like, I was hoping something would finally happen. And it's like, this woman is living in a different story.
Yeah. She's off.
And so as the story progresses solely from the main character. His name is Seiji. The main character's name is Seiji. It progresses solely from Seiichi's point of view. So we don't get inside anybody else's thought process. Maybe a little bit the dad, because you can tell that the dad is like really concerned about what's going on.
Yeah.
But other than that, this woman is either highly devoted to her son or extremely and almost violently neglectful of him. And it is doing something to him. Yeah. That, like, even reading as a reader who has insight into Seiichi's mind, like, we're reading it from his.
You feel crazy.
I am like,
kind of like how he feels crazy.
You already see? I'm like, you already Seiichi?
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
So like, and it's very like, there are so many moments of tenseness because it's like, you know, this child. Because on one aspect, you're like, all right, this is wild. Like, why wouldn't somebody snitch in this situation, right? But on the other aspect, like, they really drill into, like, this mother-son, like, this dependency.
I get that,
and especially being that he's an only child. So there's this... There's
he's not ready to just be like, Mom, just go to jail. You know what I'm saying? Mom, go out of my life forever. Like, that's still his mom.
Because he's like, this is the person that wakes me up every morning. The person that feeds me. This is the person that helps me when I'm hurt. And so it's like, it's to the point now where like, I'm barely recognizing the main character anymore. Yeah. And I'm just like, like, I can't stop reading it. I have to stop reading it because it gets so dark. You're like, oh no.
Oh man, need a break.
My soul is leaking out. Yeah. But at the same time, like, I can't put it down because I'm like, what's gonna happen
deal with
to
her?
Boy.
Yeah.
Well,
and him.
I don't even know, but I'm just like,
yeah.
Ichi-kun, you okay?
Yeah.
Like,
Are you gonna be
on,
alright?
homie?
Like, it could just be it could just be a horrible ending where nobody's happy and everybody, you know what I'm saying, has the worst happen to them. Like, but yeah, it sounds interesting.
I'll send you a link to this, but it is like, it's definitely affecting me, but not in the way that like Junji Ito affects me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, deep human psychology.
Yeah. It's like Junji Ito just affects you for like the rest of the night after you watch an episode, not like in perpetuity. At least for me, it didn't affect me in like perpetuity. I was thinking about it like, oh yeah, that was gross, that was dark. But then like I went on with my life. It wasn't like making me contemplate, you know.
But this doesn't make you contemplate too much in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
But it for me, I was like, the whole time I'm like, especially where I am now, I'm like, this is like for now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this feels like I'm reading Monster.
Yeah.
Back when Monster came out.
Yeah.
A little bit. Like, because when I was like watching Monster, I never really knew where it was going.
Yeah.
But it was just like,
they weren't predictable and all that stuff.
Right. Well, it's just like you're seeing like Johan leave this trail of just mass destruction in his wake.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, not similar in that aspect for this, but like just like, yeah.
Like you can't tell where it's gonna go or what's gonna happen. I like that.
It is a psychological thriller of a manga for sure.
I like psychological torture. it's a great subgenre.
But yeah, with that, now we can move into Arg.
Yeesh.
Where we be, matey.
Dark Deku, baby.
Oh yeah.
Clapping villains like it's nothing now.
Don't remind me about this.
I just love how he's like fully come into his powers. He's like mastered all the powers now. No villain stands a chance against him. He just claps them all in 1 second. He strings them up like Spider-Man and tortures them for questioning. This is the Deku I've always wanted. None of that goody two-shoes playing with your food. Oh, I'm gonna show you mercy, blah blah blah. And like, no. This is how a hero is supposed to be. You go out there, you clean up the streets, and you come home. That's it. That's it.
Bro. Look, I'm not saying you're wrong. I like edgy Deku, right? But
and Bakugo is really cool this episode.
Please. You guys, I know that All Might is retired, but don't have him falling over
chasing Deku with a sandwich,
a spilt pork katsudon, who made your favorite meal, and then you made him spill it in the street trying to catch up to you, Deku. That's rude. I'm like,
it was kind of rude.
Dark Deku is. I don't have time for dinner.
Yeah. He could have took the meal. I would have took the meal. Like, let's be honest. I have 5 minutes to eat this sandwich. Like, let's be honest. I can dart across the city in a half a second with my powers. I can eat this sandwich.
Dangerous Deku is just Deku without a Snickers.
Yeah, he's hangry. He's angry.
But I'm laughing because it's like he's hard, but at the same time, like the way of them show, like, yeah. How do you show that the crybaby is hard now? You show that he's not listening to his elders.
Yeah. He's like rebellious teenager
that's
face.
Really all he's doing. Yeah, he's just not listening to All Might right now.
Yeah.
Deku, please get some sleep.
No, don't worry about me. Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah. He's just cranky because he's lack of sleep. That's all it is. He just needs some sleep.
I don't I know that we're like, time is passing. We're on a mission. We're telling a story.
They're going fast,
but yeah. It is insane. Like, this man is like using this like robotic, like it's machine like adeptness at these quirks.
He's
like,
just mastered them now.
Like, but that's what
I guess the explanation is they're in his head helping him. That's kind of my head explanation.
My brain just flashed the scene of him brushing off the smoke consciousnesses. Remember the colored spirits
they're like maybe you
following
should
him?
chill a little bit. He was like, whoosh.
He's like, swoosh.
Yeah.
It's like, bad Deku, don't listen.
Not listening to nobody.
He's a bad boy.
Bakugo gonna have to beat him to the ground to make him listen.
Ain't no rest for the wicked.
Can't do it.
But no, I was just like, this is like much. And then it's like,
it is laid on a little heavy, I'm not gonna lie.
So we have the addition of that is like, yeah, so him being like the only like A+ hero right now.
Yeah. It's
putting a gigantic spotlight on his back.
Yeah.
But then over here we got Afo over here pre-recording.
He's such a jerk.
How many of these devices do you think he's got in different places?
Oh, he's just got cabinets. Show up? He's got cabinets full of them, and he just grabs into it. If you've
made it here, then
he's got endless amounts.
How many recordings did he do?
There's so many that Deku didn't see across the city, and he just happened to see that one.
It's like, well, you took that option, so you'll get this.
Yeah, and he's just sitting at his The funniest part to me is he's at his hideout. He can't see any of this unless he has some crazy quirk that lets him see it. But in my head, he can't see any of this, so he's just sitting there bored at his hideout, like, it should be about now that Deku's walking into the hideout. Like he's just guessing everything.
It is very old school villain of like, he's in a cave, in a throne. Like,
can't see anything, no TV or monitors to know that Deku's walking into the traps.
Now, do we know what that Anthro dude's power is?
Who's
the
Anthro?
Guy who has like he's got like the black bangs and then his hair's like black and straight, and everybody was just grabbing him and like yanking him everywhere.
I think it has something to do
locator?
With reconnaissance. Yeah, in the laptop, he can like detect something. I don't know exactly what, but he's like reconnaissance dude. He can like see things over a wide range or something like that.
Because I'm like, part of me was wondering,
did they show him again
being used as, hold on, I'm looking up his power now. Anthropomorph allows the user to take a human-sized object, a refrigerator or a desk, and turn it into exact look-alike. Okay, he was the one doing it. He makes puppets.
Lifeless puppets that just look like other humans?
Yes.
When did that come into play?
Skeptic can freely create and remotely control several of these puppet
lookalikes. Remote control. He can remote control.
Okay, so he's like the mud. It's kind of like what Twice was doing.
Kind of, yeah, like having puppets of other people. And I could have swore I saw
something like Twice's power after Twice was dead.
Okay.
And I was wondering where that came from.
That's probably him, yeah. They don't focus on him, it doesn't seem like.
No, but I'm like, they keep grabbing this dude, and I'm like, they have not talked about this dude, but they keep grabbing him.
He doesn't even seem like he wants to be there.
No, he does. That's why I'm like, he was totally a part of the other group,
the Liberation.
MLA. Yeah.
That's funny.
So, okay. But yeah, I was just wondering if he came into play at all.
I thought he was. Yeah, I guess the laptop is why I thought he was reconnaissance. I guess maybe that's how he controls them.
Do we know what's happening? We don't know what's happening in 2 months.
Say that again. You broke up.
We don't know what's happening in 2 months.
2 months. What you mean 2 months?
Remember that's the information they got from.
Oh, the villain. Oh, from Nagant. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I don't think we do.
Because it was basically this show us that Deku over burning himself out.
Yeah.
And now has the biggest backup team.
Yeah. I'm like,
calling the backup squad.
I really love how, because I think now, like when I was watching these last couple of episodes, popped in my head when you were mentioning that Shoto was getting third wheeled a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the character he is and is becoming now, though, I'm really loving it a lot.
Yeah.
Like, he's like super, like, because I don't know many archetypes like this. Usually if you're the quiet dude, you're also like the emo dude. But he's like quiet. He's like chivalrous. He's like believes all the hero values. He's not too corny. You know what I mean? Like, he's kind of like a very balanced level dude. And then he's like there for Deku at the same time. Because he had that one line where he was like, he got mad. He was like, Deku didn't even tell me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been close all this time. Like,
but that's why I laugh. I'm like, everybody acts like Deku's best friend, and I'm like, y'all know Bakugo is Deku's.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I really like Bakugo's moment too when he shows up with the long range attack on the puppet dude, and I'm like, oh yeah, Bakugo's the only one who can snap Deku out of this.
And then I like that it's like, yeah, Deku, like they show up and he's like, oh, thanks guys, but I don't need your help. And then Bakugo's like, oh yeah,
I love that.
Next carry of One for All. This sounds great, bro.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah,
how hard your life is. Yeah, I love that.
I was like, bust his balls.
I love that. I love that so much.
But yeah, I'm like, especially I think Tenya, Bakugo, Shoto, and even
the girl
like
Uravity.
Ochako for sure.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say even Grape Juice Head. Feels like he has some kind of claim on Deku.
Oh yeah, it's class 1A.
I think it's crazy.
That's the homies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the
I
homies.
just think it's funny. They're like our best friend.
Yeah.
And it's like y'all didn't give a shit.
Y'all,
he was like,
if he still didn't have powers, y'all would not be talking to him.
Y'all would not be talking to him.
Y'all are fake. Only talk to him because y'all know he's got One for All now.
But he also was like, he was a lot of the time strategist.
That's true.
On their team. Like they would get paired up during the tournaments and class challenges, and they would learn about him that way.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, why would like, yeah, let's go help.
She was just there.
Like, you know, some characters I'd be like, they'd be like the laser dude's like, Endeavor's got the involved.
Yeah.
He was like,
yeah. What did he say too? He was like, I just happened to be in Deku's class. Like, he was actually honest about it. Like, yeah, we're not that close. I just kind of happened to be in his class, but I still love him because he's my classmate. But we never actually hang out.
Sidle out of this.
Yeah. But no, I think I enjoyed this episode. I think I really liked the vibe of his classmates all being like, no, forget your stupid letter. We're superheroes too. Like,
I'm like, yeah, like, let's forget the fact that we constantly got attacked by the friggin' League of Villains.
Constantly.
Like, just us.
Yeah.
I think we can handle this.
Like, we're fine. It's fine. We know what we signed up for.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think, well, I didn't see, was it this week or the week before, there was a briefest flash of Stain. Oh, we saw Stain right after the bento box spilled.
Yeah.
I'm not going to forgive Deku.
We keep seeing his weird tongue.
Making All Might look stupid. I'm sorry, yo. It made me so mad. Like, you could at least make him not trip, Deku. You have dangers.
Could have caught him.
Yeah, you could have, like, stuck a tendril back there.
Treating him like a rusty old man.
You know he's coughing up blood.
The craziest part, isn't he only like 31, 32 or something like that? Like, he's not even old.
Don't say that.
He's not old. He's just worn out.
He has
from
COPD.
Combat. He's like 25. Yeah, he's like osteoporosis and COPD.
He has the blood cough.
He's just mad.
Which automatically puts you at like, you're like 72.
Yeah.
You get the blood cough.
Oh man, so sad.
Yeah, I guess healed lady can't heal the blood cough.
I don't think so.
I guess the other girl can't do it.
I think because it's quirk factor based.
Why did you catch that Bakugo called Hawk Spoonbill?
No.
He called Best Genus, I think he called him Threadhead.
He did call him Threadhead.
Or something like that. Yeah. And then he called
Head or something
Hawk
like that.
Spoonbill. I'm like, Bakugo, you are
he's such a jerk.
Just the worst.
I almost texted you too.
Asshole.
He corrected, I don't know if it was Froppy or Momo, but he was like...
It was Momo.
You heard it when he corrected the superhero name? He was like, it's Super Death Explosion Murder Man.
Because she was like, I did it, Bakugo, sir. And he was like, you get my name right.
Yeah, and she was like, I'm sorry, I got you next time.
And I was like, why are the strongest kids in the class the remedial kid? Why do they always give the remedial kids the strongest powers?
You got to trade muscle for brains.
Bakugo and Shoto were in the fucking summer school because they couldn't pass, guys. Let's not forget that.
It's brains or brawn. You get one or the other. You don't get both.
Shoto's not strong.
Yeah, he is.
Is he cut? I mean,
quirk
like
strength.
all the other
Quirk
children?
strength, not physical. I mean, quirk strength. Yeah. Quirk Strength.
Okay, when Bakugo has his shirt off, I laugh. It's not like in Demon Slayer. In Demon Slayer, when they have their shirts off, that is just hilarious.
That's how
like
Deku is.
It's like little chunk marshmallow muscles.
16 pack abs as a 12-year-old.
But when Deku's like nerd head, he's like, cut!
He's ripped. Him, Asta, and Bakugo.
But it's Shoto. Tenya's cut. We already saw Tenya in the...
Tenya's just grown man body. I think he's just he's one of those kids from when we were in high school, one of those seniors who just had grown man body.
Tenya went through double puberty.
Yeah, he just got grown man body for no reason.
He went through puberty when he was 12, and then he went through puberty when he was 15.
Yeah. He aged early.
Double puberty.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, what is not Kaminari? Kaminari is the electric.
Yeah.
What is the red guy's name? He's super cut.
Red Riot. Yeah.
Yeah, Red Riot is cut.
His kind of makes sense because he had to like do physical training to make his body harder.
Hardening.
Yeah. So
but yeah, like sense. Some people, you're like, why are you cut?
Yeah. When were you lifting weights? I don't remember seeing your training arc. I don't remember seeing you in the forest punching boulders.
Oh my goes. But yeah, I'm just hyped for this season.
Yeah.
I don't want it to stop now.
It's like 3 more episodes.
Like, One Piece does not stop.
I know. It's going to end on a crazy
I'll take filler. Tournaments.
Now, hold on.
Tournament filler.
Hold on. I don't know if I'm ready to go back to the days where our favorite shonen are 40% filler. I don't know if I'm ready for that. I want to go
back. I am. I don't want it to be the zeitgeist.
To this day, I still skip Naruto filler.
I want a My Hero Beach special. I want the Christmas party. I want another school festival.
Oh, you'll love Boruto. You'll love Boruto.
Oh, they get all those?
The whole show is just filler. The whole show is filler.
The whole show is beach episodes.
It's filler and then 3 fights in between. Like it's a fight, mad filler, like 100 episodes of filler, another fight, like 50 episodes of filler, and then another fight. That's all Boruto is.
No.
It's disgusting.
Poor Boruto.
It's disgusting. I think they announced a hiatus recently because I guess the filler wasn't doing as well, and so now they're just gonna wait for it to catch up for the manga to get ahead a little bit, and then they're gonna actually animate it again later.
Yeah, see, when you come from the big 3 era, but Bleach gave it up. I think you can give it up.
In terms of what?
The week to week.
What you mean?
The like being on for like 9 months out of the year.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Instead of like 3 months.
For sure, yeah.
I started a couple, or do you have anything else?
No, that's about it for this week.
I'll say I started one of the other anime, one where it was like I gave up on heroing because the world sucks.
I remember you showing me that one, yeah.
I started that one. It was okay, but like it didn't suck me in yet. And like we've been saying, Golden Kamuy is just like on a hiatus, so I'm like not watching that now. You are caught up on Vinland Saga?
Yes.
Okay.
I am.
How many episodes of that do you think are
left?
Yes.
We're at 7. I think it's only going to 12. It might go to 20 something. I think it's only going to 12 though, so probably a couple more.
How do you feel about that?
So I like this season. It's weirdly like I want to keep going back to it even though nothing is happening. So what this season is, it's Thorfinn's going through the childhood that he didn't get to experience as a child. So it's very mundane, right? Like he's a slave and he met his first friend in life who's also a slave from another land. And so they're kind of like, he's teaching Thorfinn about friendship and what being a normal human is like. And they're just farming. They're just working a farm. And they got to deal with the local thugs that'll like, they're like bandits that come. And then they're like, the master's other like non-slaves will like come and mess and bully the slaves and stuff. You know how that stuff usually goes. So they got to deal with that. It's like small conflict. And then every couple of episodes they flash to what's his name? He has a weird name. The dude who became king. He was the prince in the last season with the long hair.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember
yellow
his
hair.
name though.
Yeah, he has a weird name.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
They show him his escapades as king.
Okay.
the country's in like a civil war because the old exiled king came back when they learned that Canute, that's his name, King Canute.
There you go, Canute. Yeah.
They learned that he became king, so the exiled king came back and is like now in a war with Canute. And so Canute is like, his character archetype is like the ruthless like plotter. Like he's very good to his own people, but he will execute you if you step out of line once. He is not above underhanded tactics or cheating in war or threatening his enemies. It's very slight spoiler. He kind of conquers the land by poisoning all the other kings that are against him, which is like considered very dishonorable in Viking culture.
Sure, yeah.
But he has this weird reputation of being like feared because he always wins, but they kind of don't like him because he's kind of like
they know he's cheating.
He's like a snobby jerk and he's cheating. So like his own people are kind of like, I don't know how I feel about this dude.
It's like in Game of Thrones where it was like you're not supposed to kill people if you feed them.
Yeah.
And they were like straight up like, have some of this salt and bread before we slit your throat.
Yeah. So he's very much developing into like anti-Askeladd, like probably who Askeladd had in his mind when he was saving him and knowing he was going to become king. He's becoming the opposite of that.
This is Canute?
Yeah, he's becoming like a very
snipes
kind of villainy type of.
But he has that look. He has a Griffith look to him.
He does. Griffith is a perfect comparison, actually.
He looks a little.
He does, yeah. He does look like Griffith.
Just saying.
So yeah, they flashed to him a little bit, and so it's kind of like two separate storylines going in parallel. And I'm assuming that Canute is gonna encounter Thorfinn and like recruit him to fight or something like that. Yeah. And we've gotten like two flashes of old Thorfinn.
Or Thorfinn's gonna get recruited.
Say the very last part.
I said or Thorfinn's gonna get like paid to assassinate Canute.
That I could see that too. I could see that. It is Vinland Saga.
Like, oh shit, I know this dude.
I could see that too.
From a long time ago.
Yeah. So yeah, it's weirdly entertaining still, even though they're just farming. But we get ever so often we get a flash of like
I'm trying to like this is a show where this kid was monkey knifing people.
Oh yeah. Like, he's so different now. He's so different. Like he doesn't even have that murderous look in his eyes anymore. He doesn't have.
Oh no, like, I saw his dead face. I did watch the first episode.
You don't feel the anger anymore. Like it's so weird how they like actually pulled it off through the screen. Like, yeah, like you felt his vengeance in season 1. Now
he's tired, man.
You feel his tiredness, and now kind of towards the end,
it's the same vibe you get from Fushi when they pick up in To Your Eternity.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah. He only gets more tired too. Fushi's fed up. Fushi's gonna be a super villain by the time this is over. He's gonna be the devil. That's what Fushi's gonna be by the time this is over.
Yo, don't tell me that because I like that show.
Yeah, but yeah, Vinland Saga still good. I like it. I can tell Mappa's saving a lot of money on this season though.
Oh, you think so? You don't think it's just the way the story goes, though?
No, it is, but...
Didn't Berserk have, like, a very quiet period after?
Yeah, it did. So, yeah, it's not their fault, but it's, like, convenient for them that right when they got to put Attack on Titan out again, that they get the chill season of Vinland Saga to animate. But I'm not mad at it.
I would really like to know now how, like... Because we were so far ahead of summertime rendering being.
Yeah.
I would really like to see how that's doing on the streaming service.
Yeah, true, on Hulu.
But I'm just throwing that out there.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if that'll be nominated for anything next year. I don't know what year it would fall in.
I don't know if it's like if it's based on a manga or not either.
That's true. This is true.
Who knows?
This is true.
But I don't have anything else right now. I'm probably gonna start picking up more manga now that not saying that I don't have time to watch this other stuff, but just will probably for the sake of more stories.
Yeah, I feel like
I really want to try and finish part 8 of JoJo because Jesus, it's been done. Like we have confirmation of new part 9 characters and everything, so I definitely want to finish that. I want to finish up or at least get much further in Hell's Paradise, see what's going on there, and maybe finish up Trail of Blood and see if my brain doesn't crack and leak out by the time I finish it.
That's funny.
What about you? What are you doing?
I will be continuing those shows we just talked about, continuing my modding escapades. I actually am probably going to see what I can do with this Game Boy SP next. Let's see if I can rejuvenate that joint.
God.
Get a new battery and some other stuff for it, see what I can do with it. But yeah, that's probably going to be it. In Diablo 4 beta, I will talk about probably in detail next week, because that has been my most anticipated game of the entire year for a long time.
Very good.
So yeah.
Well, if we miss anything, you guys know you can email us at Sibling Rivalry Clash, all one word, Sibling Rivalry Clash @gmail.com. You can also tweet at us at @SRClash_. And don't forget, wherever you listen, whether it be iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, or CastBox, please give us a sweet feedback. Please. We need to live.
Inject it into my veins.
Just fight with Tiz on Twitter. Like, if you just do that, it'll make him happy.
I want to argue about something on Twitter.
And then we'll bring me great joy also.
Yeah.
Please explain to him that Hohenheim is a much worse father than Endeavor.
Father is a much worse father.
Who was the other person that I named? Father. You mean the weird, like,
the dude who looked just like Hohenheim?
Tubes.
Yeah.
And then there was somebody else we named her, and you were like,
well, you keep trying to name Jing, but Jing did not do any. Jing is the reason.
You keep trying to name Jing as defense of of not being there as being facts. A good father.
It inspired Gon to be great.
Now you're making me mad, because now I can't remember.
Oh no, Killua, right? Killua's dad.
Was it? No, it wasn't Killua's dad.
We did talk about him.
We did talk about him.
Boji's dad is pretty trash. Up to a point.
Boji's dad?
Up to a point.
No.
Maybe I'm remembering Boji's
The
dad.
giant?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't disagree with you up until...
Maybe I'm remembering him wrong. I don't know.
He got the mom killed.
Yeah. Back when he was young, I think. Wasn't he out, like, being wild when he was young, like, destroying cities?
That's how he met the chick that caused all the problems.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure, right?
I might be remembering it wrong. I gotta go back to Ranking of Kings.
But yeah, we also added Naruto to that list because he is technically a father.
Stop. Naruto's a great dad. Great.
I didn't say he was a bad dad. I just said he's a dad.
Oh yeah,
so he should be on the list.
He is on the dad. Yeah, he is on the list. Naruto is a great dad though.
We included. Oh well, I said Vegeta, but you want to.
Yeah, Vegeta was around. He was holding baby Trunks like this, burping him, with Bulma yelling at him on the side. Like, what else you want him to do? You know what I'm saying? He could have been like his dad.
That's this version.
Yeah.
The like baby Trunks born after.
No, it's the same canon. Same canon.
I don't want to see this. I can't do this.
The kid he punched.
You're talking about Super. You're talking about Super baby Trunks.
Baby Trunks was born in Z at the end.
Right.
In the Buu saga.
Right.
Yeah, that's the same Trunks.
Okay.
That's the same Trunks.
I can't have this conversation.
Is that not the same Trunks? Am I tripping?
That Trunks is not going to learn how to wield. That's what I'm saying. He's not going to learn how to wield a sword.
Oh, no.
So it's not the same Trunks.
Hold on. The Trunks that is a child in the Buu saga is the same Trunks with the blue hair in Super. They just changed his hair color. It's the same Trunks.
Yes.
The Trunks with the sword that sliced Frieza up is the Trunks that fought Goku Black in Super. Those are the same Trunkses. What am I missing?
That's right, because they do coexist at the same point.
Yeah,
right?
they come
one
into
has purple hair and one has blue.
Yeah, they don't do the weird time paradox thing like they do. They just let them meet each other and there's no problems. I don't know why.
I hate Dragon Ball.
It doesn't make any sense.
But yeah, y'all just get on here and name all the fathers that
good and bad. What?
Yusuke's dad. Yusuke's dad is worse than Endeavor.
Do they ever show or talk about Yusuke?
Yes,
they do.
Yes, get to season 4 of Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh yeah, the demon. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yusuke's dad.
Yeah. To be fair, he was like one of the kinder demons.
Oh my God!
No, I'm just kidding. No, you scared that.
You're like Endeavor beat his wife to sleep.
Yeah.
You're like, no, because I'm like, when you were saying that, when you were like, he dragged his super.
Yo, Endeavor's like 8 feet
hand
tall
across her face.
He's built like a truck.
What about when Goku's dead?
Terrible father. Drunk, good for nothing.
He was a good father up until a point, and then became a garbage father.
Probably true, yeah. When
the mom died, right? I think
that's when he started drinking. Yeah, that's when he started drinking and going crazy.
He couldn't protect her or whatever, maybe.
Yeah, but
yeah, that was another one.
Goku was a child at that point, or was he not born yet?
No, his brother was a younger child, but they were both. Yeah, he was like teenage age when his dad was like throwing that bottle around.
Yeah.
When he had the bottle tied to his wrist. I was done. It's like, so if I drop it, I still got it. Now that's an alcoholic right there.
That's the equivalent of like pulling the flask out of the trench coat today. Like, I know you've seen those people that like pull the flask out of the coat.
No, I was gonna say that's today's equivalent is the mommy juice in the coffee mug. The wine in the coffee tumbler. That's
rough.
Today's equivalent.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. That's down bad.
It's not a clear container.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God.
All right, we're about to get everybody in trouble.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. You know where to find us. We will be back next week.
Where are we out?
Bye.
Peace.